Hi you guys, we are back with another video. I have not seen y'all in a minute. Honestly, I said this last time, I'm dead wrong. I'm honestly dead wrong. But I felt something deep in my spirit to come. I felt really moved to tell you guys about something, to see if I can kind of shed some light onto some people's dark hearts. But I did feel really guided to come and talk to you guys about something. So I'm back. And just like that, with another video. Y'all thought I left forever, huh? Y'all thought I left forever? Funny. I'll never leave forever. You can never get rid of me. Ever. Today's video is about how to adopt your inner child. I don't think people understand how important this is. You need to adopt your inner child. Your inner child is roaming around alone, no guidance. You doing whatever willy-nilly. They looking for some help. Somebody called CPS ASAP. But for real, you do need to adopt your inner child. What I mean by that is when you were younger, it was someone else's responsibility to take care of your emotional and physical needs. Maybe that was your mother, your father, your parents as a whole, the government, who knows what your situation was, but it was somebody else's responsibility to see to that you were healthy in more ways than one. Now that we are older, we have to adopt that responsibility. We have to be our own inner parent to our inner child. That is so important. That is so important. I don't think you understand how important that is. If you don't adopt your inner child, you can be someone that's walking around with a chip on their shoulder, blaming everyone else for why things don't work for them, blaming everyone else for their shortcomings. And granted, there was a time when someone else was responsible and they have done you wrong. But what are you going to do now? How are you going to show up for your inner child now? Because at this point, no one else is going to do it for you. You have to do it for you. And there's no excuse for it. Sometimes the guardians in your life drop the ball, and that leaves you broken and hurt and looking for ways of coping. We can't do that anymore. You gotta find something new. So this is what I'm here to tell you about. Okay? So the first step to kind of adopting your inner child is remind yourself what your parents dropped the ball on, what your guardians dropped the ball on. That will show you the work that you need to do. If you're constantly harping on what your parents did wrong, you know now what is your work to do for you. May it be set boundaries for you. May it be protect you from those in your life that are abusive or hurt you. That is now your responsibility. It was theirs and now it's yours. Look at what the people in your life who failed you were supposed to do, and you will know what your work is for your inner child. The second thing that is so important is realizing that you denying your responsibility is no better from when they did it. You denying your inner child that protection, that love, that nurturing is no better than when they did that to you. I know that that's a hard pill to swallow, but you have to really realize that. Those that were supposed to protect you didn't, and it was wrong, and you are aware of that. You need to realize that you not doing it for you is also wrong, equally as wrong. This is now your responsibility. It's okay to be irritated by this. It's okay to be upset, but do it anyway. Just like a parent who's upset that they have to parent kids that they had, sometimes us parents get burnt out. It's okay to be upset, but that doesn't mean you can stop parenting. It doesn't mean that you can stop holding yourself responsible for the work that you need to do on your inner child. You are still responsible. You're upset, but do it anyway. Continue to do it anyway. Continue to thrive anyway. It's okay to be annoyed. Talk all the mess that you want to talk. I get it. This person did this to you, blah, 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 blah. And you're not wrong. They did do those things. It was wrong that they did them. But at this point, what are you going to do? You could talk your mess, but make sure you're showing up for you anyway. The next thing I think people really need to realize is if you don't do this work, you're going to repeat the same childhood cycles over and over and over again in your adult relationships. When I was growing up, there's wounds that I didn't heal from. Therefore, I got into relationships with people who completely mimicked that same cycle. Repeat, because it's familiar. It's not something that's this grandiose thing outside of your control. It's familiar to you. You attract what is familiar until you do that inner work and you stop doing that. I know people that are much older than me that are still stuck in the same cycles of their childhood. That's scary. You don't want to look back on your life and realize that you've done absolutely nothing to change it, because we have to all get extremely old one day. And we need to be able to look back and be proud of the life that we led. When you get older, there's no excuses to be made because there's nothing now to do. You don't want to live your life with that kind of deep regret. Do the work. It's gonna be painful, it's gonna suck, but would you rather be doing that painful work all your life because you're just really not willing to really work on it? That's corny and that's whack and that's weak. It's easy to do what you've always done. It takes strength to really do something new. It's not easy and it's not for the lighthearted, but you will come out stronger, happier, more resilient, and maybe able to really touch the lives of someone else. You never know, okay? This is so important. Adopt that inner child, nurture that inner child, love on that inner child. They need it. Just like you needed it back then, they still need it. That love that you didn't get, that you're still not giving to yourself, is not going anywhere, sweet pea. It's gonna be right there waiting for you. You don't get that you're really chasing it, but in all the wrong places. You're chasing after some type of comfort that your inner child wants, that you don't realize that you're not giving to them really. You're feeding you, just like your selfish parents did, feeding themselves what makes them feel good and completely neglecting you. That's what you're doing to your inner child. Don't do that. It's really easy to get caught up in that cycle. I really felt guided to come and share that with y'all. I really hope that this helped. Please give this some thought. After this video, if you could just write down 3 things that you know that your inner child wants that you can try to give yourself. Please, please, please do that. If you do it, please drop what your inner child wants in the comments. Let me know. I would love to hear. I would love to share some with you all, have a dialogue with you all in the comments. So thank you so much. I love you guys. Thank you for watching and I love y'all.